experts. Jill, oh, who is your friend Jill?
Jill, have we named this little hamster?
You know, he doesn't have a name yet.
Let's do it now. This is Larry. This is Larry the hamster. Christmas is coming. People think pets often, and we're going to talk about whether or not hamsters are a good choice for you and your family. This little guy's interested in me over here. I had hamsters as a kid. My favorite one was Speedy Alka-Seltzer Robbins. That was a first-class hamster. First of all, was I littler, or because I thought they were bigger? Is this a little or is it a baby?
It's kind of like Disneyland. When you go back as an adult, it doesn't look quite the same. Yes, this guy is a dwarf hamster, so he's not going to get too much bigger. They do have different varieties. A lot of the pet shops, the bigger box stores will carry them. But really important, a lot of people think these are great pets for kids, and they can be with some training from your kids.
Yeah, the kids need to be trained.
They do.
Oh, he's about to dive. He's about to dive, Jill.
These guys bite, and they can be rather fast when they jump and they run through the house. They're hard to catch, so they chew on things, so they need to be confined to a cage. I'm going to put him back down just so you can see. He was running in his wheel this morning.
A little snacking. And we had, I don't know, 7, 8 hamsters through the years. I only had one ever bite me. And, I used to have them sit on my lap and crawl around. It was a happy time. So, I have a very positive memory of my hamsters. When the time comes to choose, the things we want to talk about are, first of all, making sure we are picking a healthy hamster.
Right, absolutely. If you look at this guy, he actually has some hair loss, which is quite common.
Is that a stress thing? Is that what is that?
Can be stress, can be parasites, can be a fungus or a ringworm infection. So it could be other hamsters are attacking. That's one thing I want to mention is hamsters do better by themselves.
Yeah, oh yes,
they
we discovered
do
that,
well
Jill.
Together because they will eat each other. So when they're babies, they're fine, but as they become adults, they're very solitary animals. They don't, and the more you handle them actually with your kids, the better off they are.
Oh, yeah.
So they can become quite tame.
Yeah, ours really were. Now I remember having mostly, besides the water bottle, grain in there for my hamster.
You bet. This is just for travel. These are little pellets.
Okay.
And it's not always what I recommend. I like to give them a variety of seeds, some fresh fruits and vegetables, not too many fruits because they can become diabetic, believe it or not.
Oh, get out of here, really?
That's one of the diseases they get.
Okay.
And they can get obese as well. So you do need to monitor their food. A good variety. He has a little bit of millet in there just as a treat.
Yeah, he was snacking on that earlier. And by the way, I don't think this one's fat. This one has packed the cheeks full of stuff, right? Which is always fun to watch.
Right. Yep. They have cheek pouches, and a lot of people don't realize that's part of their immune system. And if they get stressed, they'll actually spit all that food out at you.
No. Oh, wow.
So.
I don't recall that happening. I don't want to be insensitive at all. One of the good things about hamsters, I think, from my parents' perspective, was they were inexpensive, and we didn't have a lot of vet bills.
Right. They're pretty hardy, actually, which is really cool. If you take care of them properly, proper environment, proper caging, shavings, you want to make sure to use the recycled paper, not the cedar or the pine, because those are toxic to them.
Oh, I had no idea. I was doing that to my hamsters.
Yep, we didn't know that back then, but there's essential oils in those pine and cedar shavings that can be rather toxic to them. So you want to use the recycled paper. Also, these little habitat trail houses are really cool.
Yeah.
There's just a whole bunch of cool little housing and wheels. They're very active at night. That's the other thing. So if you're going to keep them in your kid's room,
oil the wheel.
Yeah, exactly. Because this guy was up, kept us up last night. We had borrowed him for the segment. So.
Well, it was fun for me to see hamsters again. We had a bunch of them as a kid. It was a great pet for a kid, and it's a great opportunity to teach responsibility and how to care properly for an animal. And Jill, it's very nice to see you, and very nice to have Larry the hamster here this morning. Be careful with your hamsters, folks. Let's get over to